So, is there a Kind Words 3? Is it kind of hard to make a sequel? Like, isn't this the kind of game you should just kind of build on top of instead of making a numerical sequel?
It's like everybody was surprised when we made a sequel. Like my Discord full of Kind Word users, like people are nonstop asking for features, right? They get feature requests every day, all the time.
Yeah.
We want to add this theme, add that to the game, and I wasn't adding any of it. For all those years, I was just keeping a spreadsheet of like how many times is this requested, how many people want, what people are trying to do. In my mind, I was like, this is a spreadsheet of new features for Kind Words 2. But all my user base was like, oh, we want this, we want that, and I wasn't doing it. And nobody was ever like, you can make a sequel, you can make like, I don't know, there's something about Kind Words did not, I think in this era of like games as a service and all games live forever, that idea has somehow become alien of like the clean break and the new thing. For me, it felt important to like put some space in between the two ideas to not go George Lucas on the original series and just keep like adding special effects until it wasn't what it used to be. I don't know. Not that I don't really actually, I'm fine with what George Lucas did. I don't really care. But you know, that's the...
My only problem is making the originals inaccessible, which supposedly the rumor is now that the 4K scan of the originals coming out. It's like, okay.
No, well, but is 3 going to happen? That's the question of like 2... First one took 6 months, and then we added and cared for it for years. The second one took several years, like 3-4 years of time to develop. And if it's always about bigger and better, I emotionally don't have it in me to commit to 6 years of Kind Words 3.
I've done it. It's not, it can be a slog.
But I mean, there's certainly, like it's not necessarily like a matter of like, oh, if a publisher were to hand me a pile of money, like I don't know if that would be.
I can't imagine a publisher publishing this game. It just seems like I mean, first of all, not as an insult. I mean, I don't know what publishers do anymore.
Right.
What do they do? They don't. First of all, they don't give you any money. They claim to help you port, but if you're using one of these game engines, porting's actually not that hard. Oh, they help with localization. That's not that hard either. I mean, depending on how content heavy your game is, I just paid, I hired a company to do the local. I don't know what publishers do anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm mostly tired of as a biz dev is there's a lot of things that aren't my forte, but when you run your own company, you got to do everything.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really dropped the ball on with is platform relations. And that's the thing that I would love to have a publisher or whatever, some partner that's like, they're warmed up on, with everybody at every platform so that I don't throw things over the wall. Like, I'm not going to go on a console with these games until I know there's a soft landing on the other side for a platform holder being like, yeah, I'm ready. I've got a sale, I got a spot, I got a feature I want to put it in. And that's something that's exhausting to me. There have been times when I've chased, like when I was doing mobile games 10, 12 years ago, like I knew the Apple reps, I knew the Google reps, I knew who to talk to try and make sure I was going to, like, but I don't want to spend 6 months getting to know everybody again so that I can hopefully, I don't know.
Well, it's not that important anymore anyway. I don't think, I don't know. I think a lot of publishers can't help you with that either. They don't do anything. They basically want to take a cut to do absolutely nothing. And the only thing some of them can do is maybe promote you to, like, so let's say they have a big audience for their existing games. If you're making a game that's kind of in that pocket, maybe they can kind of get you some users. But even that, I think, is debatable. So yeah, I don't know. Increasingly, I just don't know what publishers do for you. I mean, unless they're going to give you a ton of money, which they don't do. I don't know. I mean, when you went to publishers for Kind Words 2, you said, I mean, what were they offering? What did they claim that their advantage they were offering you was?
I mean, in the farthest conversation I got with one publisher, I was asking for low 6 figures, and they wanted to talk about how can I make the game bigger because they wanted a bigger return on it. They wanted to invest more and get more.
Right.
Right. And so, like, I did not like the idea of being in charge of a multi-million-dollar game project because of the time and stress and the role that I would have to take at that point is one that's almost entirely managerial. Right? Either I hire someone to be my boss, because when you're spending that much money, you'd have to staff up a bit, and then I'm managing staff. I'm not programming the game. Then I don't know.
Also, given the kind of game the Kind Words is, you can only imagine what kind of evil shit a publisher would want you to do to get the return on investment.
Well, it's funny. One of the camels that broke my camels. One of the camels
straw
that broke the straw on my forehead, whatever that was actually a really reasonable request of the publisher. So I was pitching in Kind Words to like expand. It's like, okay, you're gonna have a dog. we don't have a dog in the game. But it's
Right.
like, one of these guys like, we're gonna have a dog, and the dog with this. No, it's actually kind of a nice design, and yeah, sure, we'll put that in Kind Words 3. And I was like, we're gonna have a dog, we do this. And they're like, and I sent them all this stuff, and the only bit of feedback they came with was like, well, if you have a dog, you gotta have a cat too, because people like cats. And I was just like, okay. I mean, there's so much more to talk about, but if that's where the conversation, like, if this is where we're starting at with like, you're already like, you just doubled my animals. I don't know. It's just like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
I'm doing the game by myself, and it's going to be much smaller. And so just sort of like, right? Like, I have a lot of ideas for what Kind Words 3 would be, a lot of directions I'd like to go, but I don't have the energy to do it, because doing that is, in the way I do things, it takes over my life. It's what I'm doing. You know, drag Luigi along too, or do something Luigi wants is passionate about. Like, whatever I do is to the exclusion of something else. It's that opportunity cost of like,
Oh yeah.
oh, but there's 73 games I want to make, and am I going to spend?
I mean, you've already done 2 of these. I mean, what you know, I mean, it's, you know.
But then the other side, this is for the most part the only thing. I mean, people care about the other stuff I've done, and some of it's done well, but by an order of magnitude, Kind Words has got a much more following in a current base of people that I can talk to. So if I want to make something and have an audience ready to receive it and engage in it, which I love, engaging with the audience, why the hell would I walk away from an IP that's actually got people excited and engaged in it?
Well, it doesn't have to be a Kind Words 3, but it could be a game that is in the, I don't know what you call it, the Kind Words universe.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could use that mechanic in a different way.
Yeah, but I really want to get away from text input.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so limiting.
Yeah, but I think that makes your moderation task easier.
This is great, and that's why I haven't. I mean, that's why the game works, right? Because it's like you're putting the most amazing user-generated content is what you put in yourself. But this is why I haven't done a console game since the Wii U. It's because like all my other games are typing games.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you could. I mean, I guess like with the Switch 2, for instance, there's a microphone built into it. You could just talk, transcribe it.
Yeah, right. There's awkward ways to do
Yeah,
things. There's
yeah.
on-screen keyboards, but yeah, I don't know. So I'd love to capture that Kind Words vibe and richness of user integration without typing.